Welcome back, everyone. This is Lucky Part 13, and finally, we're going to see what's behind this firewall.
This is it.
It's time to meet the architects behind this whole thing.
Hey, something I've been meaning to tell you. Once this is over, maybe there's still time to skip town. Think about it. Standing offer. Okay, deep breath.
We'll hit the save point,
Let's give them
because
our
we
best.
have no idea what these guys are going to throw at us. Alright, here we go.
What?
Here we go. Okay.
Cowards.
I guess there's not going to be
Left you a
a
note.
fight.
So that's it.
I couldn't stay to meet with you in person. Grant, he couldn't wait any longer. Why he would leave me? I'd sooner take an eternity in the Transistor. But he was no longer seeing straight. Or perhaps he'd decided he'd seen enough. We knew the stakes of what we wanted to accomplish. And we knew that if we were to fail, we would do so together. As one. See you in the country.
What are you gonna do now? Hey there, remember me? Guy you killed the other day? Let me be the first to welcome you to your new home.
I would love to tell you that the game's doing a cool audio effect there, but really it's just my recording software glitching out.
Wake up, buddy. Got some questions for you. How do we stop this? Fairview. How are we supposed to get all the way over there? Oh. Really?
We leveled up from the fight. I'm gonna take Purge. In memory. And concentration.
The Camerata. There's one left.
Yeah, so this was actually kind of a letdown. We don't get a fight, but at least we can take a look
Once they
around.
lost the transistor, they lost control of the process.
There's the big plan, only 14% accomplished. And if you look in the foreground, there's Grant's cat, or not Grant's, Asher's cat. At least he survived this whole thing.
The world with this thing.
Okay, so I guess we'll move on from here.
Jump for it. We're not gonna fall.
It's time to do some backtracking.
things to change. For good. But not like this. They got greedy. Grant and the others. Only one left. He's gotta know something. Out there somewhere in Fairview. We're making good time. But look at this town. Its time is up.
Alright, we're headed to the end, so we're going to go ahead and call it an episode here. Not so fast. I know we're coming up on the end game and everyone is eager to see what's going to happen, but first, we need to take a second and have a closer look at Grant and Asher Kendrell, two more members of the Camerata whose profiles reveal a lot about how we got to this point. We'll start with Asher, since he's already given us a little bit to work with. At 28 years old, Asher worked as editor for the OVC network, which we've been using throughout the game on terminals. His natural curiosity and tenacity in finding answers made him a perfect fit for the position, but according to his profile, the more he tried to study the history of Cloudbank, the less solid information he was able to find, thanks in large part to the ever-changing nature of the city and its populace. It was through Grant that he was finally able to make some headway into his research, and once he learned about Grant's plan to take control of the city's future, he joined the Camerata without a second thought. At that point, he began using his editorial role to subtly push the group's views onto the city. It's not clear if his readers were receptive to his agenda, but the fact that the Camerata resorted to silencing some of Cloudbank's more vocal citizens suggests that there was some opposition. Turning to Grant now. At 55, Grant was Cloudbank's longest working and most respected administrator. Essentially, his job was to keep the city running smoothly. As his age advanced, however, he felt a growing resentment toward the people he served, whose whims always overrode his own desires for the city's growth. It was his longtime friend, Royce Brackett, the final Camerata member whom we have yet to meet, who offered the idea of taking direct control of the process to shape Cloudbank to their own ideals. As we can see in their hideout at the top of Brackett Towers, they had made little progress on their plan before everything went south. Distraught by his failure and convinced that nothing could save him, Grant elected to take his own life rather than face the consequences of his actions. A grieving Asher followed him, but apparently not before interacting with Red through the OVC terminals still left functioning. Note that there's about half an hour between their deaths. Unlike Sybil, I don't really feel any sympathy for Grant or Asher, because I think they're more upset that they failed than they are at the devastation they unleashed. And despite Asher's open confession to the city,
To the people of Cloudbank, we did this. We, the Camerata, are responsible for inexcusable crimes committed against this city and her citizens.
he doesn't seem very sorry. Check out this line.
I know there's still time, but the truth is, ever since you took the transistor from him, he just hasn't been the same.
Did you catch the phrasing on that? Ever since you took the transistor. Asher is all too happy to ignore the fact that Red would never have the transistor had the Camerata not attempted to murder her with it in the first place. One last note on Grant and Asher, since you might be wondering about it. They're not brothers. A look at Asher's profile reveals that he met Grant through his research, and the two developed a close relationship. Given their shared last name, it's probably safe to assume they were married. Based on what we've seen of Cloudbank, I don't think this would be considered a big deal, but it's a small step forward for the gaming industry. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you'll join me for the next one as we head into the endgame and prepare to meet Royce Brackett, who I think is the most interesting character in Cloudbank.